Its middle name is rejection. Actually, its first name is rejection. Its last name is rejection. And you don't understand why some book gets published or something. You just, So I feel that way. I felt that the Refuge book that I'm working on now was certainly good enough with some of the other memoirs that I've read. But, I don't go there. This is called To See God. So this is to all of you that try. All right. A couple of weeks ago, the mail brought 2 more literary rejections. It seems I have no luck or talent attracting a national publisher for either one of my 2 nonfiction manuscripts about the Oregon coast. In combination, the rejections plunged me into total defeat. I felt licked and needed to see my therapist immediately. Naturally, I went to the beach. The doctor was in. She always is. She never charges me a fee or demands paperwork. I can honestly say the availability of Oregon's publicly owned ocean beaches means more to my mental and physical well-being than the health insurance I virtually never use. I think I'd go insane without this unique Oregon outdoor custom. After reading the second letter, Ray and I walked to my beach at dawn. Art was on my mind, as in, what does an artist do when he submits his art to a national artistic establishment in hope of reaching a wider audience, and the establishment consistently rejects his art? Does he quit? Does he retrench and keep trying? Does he take his art in a new direction, hoping to please the establishment? Does he embrace the role of maverick and put out art his own way? Ray and I took our familiar path to the beach. I looked out to the ocean and noticed the tide was coming in fast, churning brown with lots of foam for extra measure. We jogged out to the sand, and I pivoted north to the lighthouse. But the lighthouse never came into view. And instead, I beheld a series of some 50 sculptures and altars of varying size and shape, all made from driftwood burnt or barnacled or slimy smooth, all constructed with elaborate care and artistic intent and spaced within a 40-yard stretch of sand at the base of the cliff. As I approached this marvel, I noticed large words etched in the sand. See God, beware, dance. In all my years of rambling the Oregon coast beaches, I've never seen anything like this. I pretty much thought I'd seen or done it all. Less than 18 hours earlier, I visited the same spot with Ray, and nothing like this existed. Most likely the marble had been constructed overnight, or all night. I moved closer to inspect. I gave a gentle kick to one of the driftwood pillars, expecting it to budge easily. It did not. It was buried 3 feet deep, as were most of the other sculptures. We were talking about a nearly 100 pieces of wood, all firmly anchored in the sand. Suddenly a wave swept into the area and soaked my shoes. I didn't even hear it coming. In a half hour, the incoming tide battered the installation and in time collapsed it. It was then I realized I might be the only person lucky enough to see this treasure of pure and undoubtedly spontaneous art. Someone didn't care if they reached a wider audience. Someone didn't care if another person saw his art. He made it because he or she felt like it, or had to. Who had the time to do this? Who had this great notion? I called for Ray and we started for home, but not before I took a couple of photographs to capture the moment for myself as a reminder of why I write. To the person or persons who made this